The dumb badger. Hello.
Hi Badger, I'm about to get started. New aircraft, as you probably see. It's a Corsair. I think they must be driven for the first part of their deployment, those wings, but then they must fall against a piston or something from gravity for the last part, and then I'll have to lock them into place. Right, that's telling me that they've got to their position. It's a handle around the back here that's really difficult to see.
The dumb badger. I really like the Corsair F4U1D, the only F4U that can use the WW2 American guided bomb, called the Bat Bomb. The dumb badger.
Yeah, which I think,
Corsair
well,
is
I think I've got it's the F4U Mark 4. I'm not clued up on Corsairs, but I know it's a iconic aircraft. Right, so the wings are down and now locked into place, and for some reason I find that I have to operate this locking lever, operate and release it 3 times before it actually does the job, unless I just need to wait longer, maybe, don't know. Right, I'll open the engine cowl. Oh no, I can't yet. You can't do that until the engine's running. So got to think what I'm doing now. I'll put some lights on, some cockpit lights. I'll get the engine started, and that will allow me to do other things. Primer, about 5 seconds, and then starter. Looks like I released that too soon. Let's try again. I'm a bit zoomed in. Trouble is, if you zoom out, it's very difficult to see what you're doing. I suppose once I get to know where the switches are, it'll be okay. I've got to move the mixture lever at the right time. Let's prime it again. This primer apparently comes with a sound, but I can't hear it. Oh, and then I didn't put it back to there. Let's try again. What am I doing different? I started this beautifully earlier on. Hang on a minute. Magnetos are on, fuel is on, yeah. Try again. I'm not even dead sure what is the correct position for that mixture lever when the engine's running. Okay, so it has to end up in that middle position. Get a few other things sorted. If you know how to fire the guns and rockets, I'd be happy to know. I can't get them going. Also can't get the push to talk to work for the radio. Open the engine cowls to give it a chance of not overheating immediately. Okay, I think I'm getting close to a point where I can taxi. Let's put some other lighting on. Not even sure what they are. Whoops, we're rolling. Right, now I'm going to try firing a rocket, which you probably won't let me. Oh, it did! Okay, now that wasn't happening before. I still haven't got guns. Oh, there's another switch perhaps. Okay, I'm still firing rockets. Guns aren't happening yet, but that could be, I don't know, maybe that's because I'm on the ground. But then again, now, how is it letting me fire rockets? If it doesn't let me fire guns on the ground, it shouldn't let me fire rockets. but the switch on the... See, the trigger's working. Okay, maybe the guns will fire once I've got no weight on the gear. I don't know. And it would be nice to have the radio working, and I did have it working earlier, but I don't know how. At the moment I've got no push to talk. It seemed that I got push to talk after I'd taken it off before, but that can't be right. You must be able to use your radio on the ground. Okay, I'll roll. See, up the top here, it should, when I push my push to talk, I should get a red box around RPTT. Let's go. I've got to be careful not to use that slider. That's for something else on a Spitfire. If I use it on here wrongly, it'll probably cut the engine in. I think I probably need to desensitize the brakes a little bit. Now the first time, a couple of times I tried to take off, I managed to crash it. Well, I burned the engine out somehow, but we'll see. I have taken off and I have landed. Left brake seems very twitchy. I don't know if it's my pedals. Oh, I just realised I haven't got my seat restraint in, so I'm going to slide around. Never mind. I'll put a restraint in a bit later, perhaps. Okay, what's my tail wheel like? Tail wheel is straight. So, got a lap and away we go. Flaps, flaps. I'm just going to give it that much for takeoff. And my gear isn't coming up with my usual button. I'm going to have to get my gear up manually. Oh, I didn't set my trims. Damn it. I need to do something else. Gears coming up. Get the flaps. I'm sure I'm not doing, there's something I'm not doing quite right, because I'm not getting much in the way of speed. My gear is up, let's check. Gear is up. I'll close my canopy, I know that can slow me a bit. I'll try on my gun. Yep, guns are now firing now that I'm off the ground. But there's obviously a thing where when you got the weight on the wheels, it doesn't allow the guns to fire. So I've got guns, and funny enough, the rockets I was able to fire whilst the wheels were on the ground. So that seems a bit odd, but there we are. There's no targets around this area. Oh, maybe I'll just demolish a tree or a building. If I can hit it. Oh, I did turn my sight on. Why hasn't the sight come on? Right, I would have hit the building, but I don't know if that building is destroyable. It probably isn't. Don't see any wrecked buildings down there. Oh, hang on, it is smoking. There is smoke coming off it. That building off my wingtip. So it has done it some damage. My trim is all out. It's a very floaty aircraft, I find, compared with a. I compare everything with a Spear. Getting there.
The dumb badger. I keep forgetting I need to get a flight system, but at the same time it costs a fortune to get a good one.
It does indeed, sir. I mean, for this what I have here, this throttle and stick, you're going to pay 400 quid. I'm not sure, I can't remember where you are, Badger. Are you in the UK? So 400 quid for this, well, probably more than that for these two. And then of course you want things like track IR and pedals. It's like I set the trim and then all of a sudden that trim is too much. I think I've used all my rockets, haven't I? Yeah. I don't know how to use that guided one. I've loaded it up. I don't know how to use it. I don't suppose just squeezing the trigger will do it. I'll give it a shot. No. I don't know why my sight isn't on. Oh, hang on, there's another switch for that and I can't remember where it was. That top panel? Ah, yes, there it is. Now I've got my sight. Just wanted to do that, find out where the bullets fall with respect to the sight, and they seem to be pretty much in there, I think, although I didn't look that carefully. Let's go for that tree and see what happens there. I could land, I suppose. Actually, I suppose I could, now I've roughly got the feel of this, I could go to Mosdock. I'm in Beslan at the moment because it's safer and quieter when you want to just try something out. I could go to Mosdock, which is where we mainly fly from. Let's fly to Mosdock, why not? More reasonably trimmed now, I think. Be a bit of a flight, I don't mind that because it's getting me used to the aircraft. So there's Mosdock at the top there. I'm sure there's things I'm not doing. I imagine the engine will cut out or something. It seems like... Oh, let's close my engine cowls. That'll help. It seems like with a Spitfire, you're in control and she does just what you want to think. With a Corsair, it's more like a joint effort. Like you want it to go somewhere. It's got to think about it, and then you have to persuade it. So a bit of a joint effort between the two of you. The trim has gone all completely out of whack now. So the plan is to land at Mosdock and get rearmed. Now that's fairly stable. I suppose what happens is that maybe the speed changes, and when your speed changes, that affects your trim. She wants to roll to the right. There is aileron trim on this, but it's like when you adjust the aileron trim, it's so close together that you also end up adjusting the rudder trim. Third of the way there. Radio not working. I don't know what it is that I've got to do to make this radio work. Oh, no, so, right, okay. So there's 1 or 2 switches down there. Anyone copy me? This is for a radio check 124. Well, it's warm enough. I might find myself polishing off another beer during the course of the evening. I'm up at 8,000 feet, which I'm not normally this high, so that was by accident, not by design. And there we are, the engine just failed. I'm not sure why. I don't know what I'm missing out. At the moment it's just sort of blowing in the breeze. It's not driving me. Somehow I doubt I'm going to make this to Mozdok. I've got what? I've got 6,000 feet and climbing slightly. But this happened before, so there's something I'm not doing that's causing the engine to... I don't think it's overheated. I can't even think where... Okay, looks like it's out of fuel. Yeah, I'm out of fuel, but I mean that had plenty in to start with, I would have thought. So it looks like I'm in for a belly landing. I'm not going to try and land on the wheels in this, or rather on this grass. looked away, missed the tree. Well, hit the tree because I missed seeing it. Okay. Let's go again. And I will go to Mosdoc directly this time. In fact, I'll come out of this, spawn slots, and see what there is. I could take anything. I'm happy to take a Spitfire if anyone wants me to take a Spit. That's my favourite of all time. So you can see if there's any existing slots for Corsairs. I suspect there might not be. I might have to go for a dynamic spawn on it. Oh, there we are. Hang on a minute. Oh, that's because it's at Beslan. I want the Mosdoc one. Oh, let's filter for unit type, or sort for unit type. And it looks like there's only one. That's at Beslan, because I use a dynamic spawn at Beslan. Okay, I think... Yeah, so the next thing is just to do a dynamic spawn here, in Mosdoc. I don't know the differences between the 1D and the 1D Mark IV, but I'm going for the Mark IV. I'll take this one off, because I don't know how to use it. Right, that'll do. So there we are. It gets driven out so far, and then I think it must fall. They must fall under gravity against pistons to like dampers, so that they fall under gravity to the right place, and then I can lock them into place. As I say, I have to press that lever. Either press it 3 times, or perhaps I've just got to wait a bit longer each time. Let's see what happens. Now it hasn't given me the warning buzzer to say they've... Oh, there's a thing there, come on. But still haven't got the warning buzzer. Right, I did when I was in Beslan, so I don't know what the difference is. Okay, I don't know what the difference is, but I got a warning buzzer when the wings are fully deployed when I was in Beslan. Right, loads to have forgotten, which I'm sure I will have done. So just going through the process of startup. So that's on the main tank, which I'll probably go and perhaps I've got to ask for fuel. No, it's fully fueled up, it's fully ammoed up. I'll have to reselect my loadout.
Request rearming. Copy. Rearming complete.
No radio. No radio at the moment. I don't know why. I can't get the feel of how this radio thing works. So that the order of switches or which switches I really have to throw. So we'll get started anyway.
Request takeoff.
And now radio's working now, and I don't know why. I don't know what I did. Maybe it just takes the time. Can't be that the engine's got to be running for the radio, surely. That should work on battery. Radio check. Oh, they didn't arm me. Okay, let's do it again then. Okay, so I didn't select below now. But I just asked for rearm and they didn't acknowledge. Try again. Oh, unless we're out of rockets, of course.
Request rearming. Copy.
Okay. Do I have to be
Rearming complete.
in cockpit to ask that? I don't think I normally do. I think he said rearming complete, which suggests that the base is out of rockets. Damn it. Well, according to that, everything in terms of rockets is stocked up. So, what's going on there? Why won't they give me rockets? I'm going to respawn. Yeah, look at the Laxor is yet to actually add the Corsair to the mission as a spawn slot. So it's got to be a dynamic spawn at the moment. Okay. Yeah, we're obviously, there's something about the rockets here. Can't get them. Well, I've got guns. Right, now with the battery off, can I get the wings down? Yes, I can. There's the warning horn that I mentioned earlier, which I've got this time, telling me that the wing is ready to be locked. Okay, so maybe it's just a case of waiting to the right moment, and then I'd have to hit it 3 times. Before, when I had to hit that lever 3 times, it's probably because by the 3rd time it was ready to receive. Lexa's just setting up, ready to come in. Right, so let's see how we do getting the engine going this time with the right sequence. So fuel is on, magnetos are on. I'll prime and I'll start, hopefully. That's priming for 5 seconds. Well, that is a successful startup sequence. Radio I think is good, but I'm not transmitting yet. It's as if you can't transmit until... oh no, hang on. Okay, so the switch that really is responsible for transmitting is that one, or that one allows me to transmit, whether I use my push to talk. It's that one that matters. Okay, radio check. There's probably no one there yet. I know Raxar's on his way in. Right, let's get some trims sorted out. think they're about right. Get some guns ready maybe, and rockets ready. No, I haven't got any rockets. Run out, I think. Lex will probably have to jump in a chopper and pull in some supplies. I think I need to worry about them because I think that might be for rockets and stuff which I haven't got, and I don't think we've got any on this base at the moment until they replenish them. I would like my gear lever to work, my gear switch to work, and at the moment it doesn't. I'm having to do that by hitting that, a manual thing, rather than pulling my switch back that's on my throttle. That should work. Never mind, I'll sort that later. I think I'm good. I've got my trims set. I'll set some flaps ready for takeoff. Taxi in that direction. This is there's a taxiway I could take there out to the runway, but it's a bit skinny, so I'm going to go on to the main one. These brakes are really touchy. I think I'm going to have to slacken them off. Oh, I'm going to stop because I didn't open my cowls. My cowl. That could cause overheating. Right, engine cowl is open. Well, I didn't see that before, so luckily I didn't hit it. .49 Corsair takeoff 26. I'm going to run out of fuel though every time. I need to. That's something I need to be aware of. How to deal with that. Right, throttle up. I've got to hit some soft targets for now. Didn't arm my guns obviously because they didn't fire. No, they are firing. Armed. How do I, well, where are they? I can't remember. I don't know what's happened there. I don't know. The trigger's moving in the aircraft. The trigger is moving in the aircraft, but the guns aren't firing. And I know that I've got ammo. What have I forgotten? Had them firing earlier. What have I forgotten? Ah, there it is. There we are, we're cooking. I forgot about that strange knob. I'll have another go at those soft targets just to test out my ability to hit with this thing. I didn't destroy any of them. That's got to be a first. Got a couple smoking, but didn't destroy any. Terrible. Oh, I'm all over the place with this aircraft. Radio check. Radio check.
Request rearming. Copy.
Radio check.
Rearming complete.
Adjust my brakes while I think of it. Open the engine cowl, otherwise it'll get overheated maybe. I should do that, I think, once I started the engine. I forgot. Radio check.
Walked. Radio is good, just don't have mine configured.
Yeah, I figure I'm transmitting, but it seems that you can't use your radio until your engine's running. Does that sound right? This is a bit of a sloppy aircraft, isn't it? I mean, compared to what I'm used to. It's not precision. It's a bit flippy floppy floaty. Maybe I just got to trim and get used to trimming and get used to flying it. Okay, I'll head my way towards your direction. Whoa. Hoping that I haven't forgotten anything too drastic. Well, I think it feels a bit better now that I've adjusted the brakes. Radio check 124.
Walked. Gear check.
I was just going to say that to you. My gear down? No, my gear's up surely, but I think yours was down. Well, it was.
Walked. Must be a visible bug.
Yeah, because I'm sure my gear is up, but to me it's showing your gear is down, but obviously it's not.
Walked. Same to you. Walked. Welcome to early access.
Yeah. My fuel runs out very quickly. What am I doing wrong?
Walked. I'm not sure. I'm still learning.
Moi aussi. It seems that the radio doesn't come on until the engine's run, which that seems odd to me.
Walked. I'm sure their fix list is growing.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. You can test it as much as you like, but I used to create databases and things when I was working, and one of my favourite phrases was there's just no testing like live testing. You can test it as much as you like, but it's when users get on there and do things that you don't expect and can't predict, that's when the real testing comes in. I'm going for a buzz. I think the BTR's on the bridge, perhaps. So sloppy, it seems. Or I'm sloppy.
The jet fighter. The Corsair, the new guy in town, grinning face.
Yeah. I'm struggling with it a bit. It's not like a Spitfire by any means, is it? And that's my favourite aircraft, the Spit. But I'll get used to it, I'm sure, and it's a good aircraft to have. It is certainly an iconic aircraft. It's a good one to have. I don't remember Jet Fighter. Have you watched my stream before? I'm terrible at remembering names. Have you watched and spoken to me before? There is a glitch because it shows the gear down when the gear is actually up, but to the observer it looks as though the gear has been left down, but they're not down, they're up. That's a graphics glitch that they will need to stick on their list of things to sort out. At the moment we've got Warhawk and Undead flying about in Corsairs, and of course me sitting in one.
The jet fighter. Yes, been here before. You like World War II planes? Grinning face.
Oh yes, I do, sir. Yeah, and of course my favourite is Spitfire. The trouble is I compare everything to the Spitfire. And I want to fly everything the same, and you can't. This aircraft, by comparison to the Spitfire, it's very floaty and sloppy. I guess I would liken it to... I'm going to guess that you're from USA. I don't know why. I would say snooker, but in this case I'll refer to pool, and it's a bit like using a bit of wet rope as your pool cue, rather than a piece of nice solid wood. So a bit of wet rope for your pool cue is what this feels like compared to a Spitfire. Oh man, my radio is still not working. Engine's running. The appropriate switch is thrown, so I thought, but radio's still not working. What else then? Oh, why am I struggling? Why am I struggling with this radio? It should be simple. I'm sure it was just that radio switch that I needed to turn on, which it was, which it is now. We obviously have no rockets on the airfield at the moment until someone nips out with a chopper and picks up some rockets for us from elsewhere. I want my radio working. I don't know why it isn't. Coincidence or otherwise, anyone copy me? Radio check 124. Coincidence or otherwise, my radio started working once I remembered to close my flap over my starter switch.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught that, Warhawk, but I got the feeling that my radio wasn't, my push to talk wasn't working, and I just got the feeling that I did nothing else as far as I can tell. All I did was close the cover on my starter switch and the radio became available. And if I was to open that cover, it stays available now. There might be something, maybe there's some kind of tie-up between those that they need to look at. But at least the radio's working. Hello everybody, good evening. I have to remember that this slider just here, normally on the Spitfire that operates my brakes. On this I have it operating my mixture lever, so I've got to be careful not to accidentally do that, like as a sort of a automatic thing. I could cut the engine. My fuel seems very low, but I'm sure I got real. Let's try for it again. Oh no, perhaps wait. I might have to get armed, etc. Once I'm on the runway and beyond the threshold. Let's try that. So yeah, that was Warhawk. There's a wreckage somewhere up here I don't want to crash into. I safely cleared that. I don't know why my fuel shows as being so low. That looks like, I think that's undead. No, it's Warhawk. It's Warhawk. I'm going to try for another rearm when I get beyond the threshold. I don't think it's going to be the answer, to be honest, but I'll try it. I want to get some rockets on board. So I'll try for a rearm, see what happens.
Mazda, request takeoff.
Don't request takeoff. Okay, so I'll do that and see what happens, see if I get rockets loaded this time.
Request rearming. Copy.
I think I probably won't. I think they're probably out of rockets until someone takes a chopper and goes and picks some up. Oh, now look, what's happened? Oh, nothing happened, it's alright. I think I just need to keep the engine ticking over a bit better. With my feet on the brakes. Seems a long time to rearm me. They did acknowledge it, I'm sure they did. Perhaps I'll try again. I've got gun ammo. Loadout has disappeared. Try again. I'll take that off. Hang on a minute. They didn't acknowledge me asking. Perhaps I've got to be in the cockpit for it to happen. Try again.
Request rearming. Copy.
Okay, it could be that I can only hear the ground crew when I'm in the cockpit.
Rearming complete.
He says I doubt that. Right, so I've got no rockets. But I've got bullets, so we'll try that. Did I set my trims? I don't think I did. No, I didn't.
Jet fighter. A World War II car saved by a destroyed Humvee laughing smiley backslash.
Got to map a key. Well, I have mapped a key to gear up, but it's not working. I've got to look at that. Right, supply destroyed Humvee. Yeah, that's right. Make sure you do pass beside it, otherwise you crash into it. Right, flaps.
The jet fighter. Love the texture work on that plain grinning face.
Yeah, nice. I'm going to have another go at the BTRs on the bridge. I'm not sure if I got any before. I did crash into a tree. Retrim though first. Okay, tally ho. Not been very successful so far, much more successful with a Spitfire. Getting no real damage on them. Are these firing peas like a pea shooter? One. In the Spit, I've gone along all those and got 4 at a time. Not every time, but I have done it. This aircraft could take a lot of getting used to. Get another pass. I mean, so far this is no comparison to a Spitfire. Although it's an iconic aircraft, and I'm sure it was great, but it's no comparison to flying a Spitfire. So it's a bit like using a bit of wet rope as your fuel cue. Shooting a little bit blind there, couldn't really see my target. Didn't get it. Well, at least I didn't destroy it. As I'm firing peanuts at them.
Suhail 8320002. Which potass is that?
This is the Thrustmaster Warthog. Hang on, I've got to respond to a message on from Laxor. Yeah, so I don't know if you got that L. That's the right way to say it. But yeah, this is the Thrustmaster Warthog HOTAS. This will be my first attempt on an air target in the Corsair. I think I should probably adjust the tuning on my stick as well, you know, the pitch and roll. I don't think it's going to recover from that. Yep, he's a deader. Now that was quite a nice first attempt on the air attack. Okay, I'm going to have another go at some ground targets. There are some infantry to the right of those black dots in front of me, and the infantry are parallel to this lot in the field to the right, and they are actually quite dangerous. Actually, the black line I thought was the trucks. It was just the smoke, so someone's already hit them.
Tomidio_IO. Hey, love your vibes on stream. Crown would love to support as a loyal fan. Add me on Discord, AKED_80.
Well, I don't usually do much on Discord.
Fan.
Copy that, Discord. Copy that, Warhawk.
Watch. Trying out a 1,000 loadout. Hopefully I can get off the ground.
Good luck, sir. Good luck. We seem to be out of rockets, though. I couldn't load rockets onto this. Hey, I'm out of ammo, RTB. Taking fire from the convoy. Right, I'm going to cut my engine. I think I might need some repair. I'm not sure. Making some hits to the fuselage. I might just get repaired. And that's a good excuse for a comfort break and then come back and pour myself another beer, isn't it? Ah, now that sure has an issue. I'll be back. I'll ask for repair first, then I'll come back. Well, they didn't acknowledge, but they are doing it apparently. Oh, I'll probably have to be in the cockpit to hear that acknowledgement. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick comfort break. And I'll be back for another beer.
The jet fighter. Something broke there.
Yeah, Jet Furl, I've just noticed if you're still there, something broke there, you say. I thought something broke as I landed, but oh, hang on, look. Did they repair me? They haven't. Look, I've got a duff wheel. So that's one of the things that's broke. Are there still bullet holes? No, there's no bullet holes. They've repaired the bullet holes, but left me with damaged gear, or my wheel sunk into the concrete. Oh well. I'll see if it starts. But there's no bullet holes now, and there were before.
Request rearming. Copy.
I should have got fuel as well. Let's do that again.
Rearming complete. Request refueling. Request Copy. Rearming. Copy.
I'm really not sure that's going to work with my wheel buried into the runway. Like, that's really odd because they rearmed me, they repaired me, but I'm still down on one side. That's odd. Are you up? No receiving.
Oh, hello, Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. I was after Lexa. I thought it was in there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, you are there. I only saw you, so I didn't realise that they were both there. So you've still got the issues. I had an odd issue earlier on with my radio on the F4U. It seemed that, and I might be wrong, but it seemed that my radio push to talk wouldn't work until I closed the flap over the starter switch. It's the only thing I can think of, you know, some kind of glitch where the starter switch being up was preventing the push to talk from working.
I can't get any push to talk to work in any module at the moment.
That's really odd.
Including the modules that used to work.
And the only common thing, I guess, with all those things that you're suffering is to do with DCS update, isn't it?
I've got a DCS update there.
Say again?
Everyone's had a DCS update.
Yeah, but if there's something about your setup in some way that for some reason it's affected you and maybe other people, but not everyone, is that possible?
I don't know.
About a machine restart.
Made it worse.
Yeah. Well, the game restart. I'm trying to think what happened. So I couldn't get it to work in the Gazelle. But the radio UI was coming. Then I tried mapping a button in the Gazelle. The Gazelle was pushed to. Then the UI stopped working. And I've been able to get it to work since. None of the push to talks have worked either, irrespective of the UI.
So how do you get the UI up? By using Shift Control Tab?
Yeah. I remapped it to Q. It doesn't work. So it doesn't work.
Right. That's... what about a repair of DCS?
I did that as the update. I did a full slow repair, including getting new files if there was anything missing.
Right. Did you say you've tried a machine restart?
No, it's got to happen, but that's because I was streaming.
Might be worth it. Well, it's the only thing left, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whether it's to do with DCS or what, I don't know, but you know, my seat, my shaker seat was giving me issues. Hang on a minute. Just closing my canopy because it's a bit noisy with the jets buzzing around. Yeah, I had issues with the seat. Now I got it working by coming away from the bin MT folder and starting DCS from the bin folder, and that solved it. And I've got to go back in a spit again just to make absolutely sure. But tonight I've had the spit running and I've had the seat shaking, but the F4U doesn't give me vibrations in the seat, even though there's a window called DCS debug view, and that's where you see all your telemetry coming in. So I'm seeing the telemetry. Before on the other problem I didn't see the telemetry. I'm now seeing that telemetry, but it's not making the seat do anything. And the thing that goes hand in hand with that is that on the sim shaker for aviators software, that does not recognize the F4U. It doesn't know it. So I think probably that's just because they haven't yet added it to their database. Does that sound likely?
Right, because DCS doesn't forecast when they release people that aren't part of the dynamics developer environment. So third-party people know what's been released, but none of the users do. And you shake all that lot are not part of the development circle because it's just a mod.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. So hopefully,
So you have to wait until that gets updated.
yeah, get their kind of database updated, like the U-Shake database updated. Yeah, but that's just another oddity that I found, that it's picking up the data from DCS, but it's not transferring that data to the seat, and it doesn't say on the list of aircraft the F4U doesn't appear. It doesn't know the F4U exists, basically. I mean, that's not to do with your problem, obviously, but I wondered if it is just like there are glitches maybe in the DCS thing, but I'm going to jump in a spit actually soon and make sure that it is working okay on the spit again.
Right. I've removed the keybinds that I found in the Gazelle, but it still has no effect.
Are you still streaming? Or just busting your stream and restarting your machine?
Yeah.
Just to see if it cures it. I mean, there's not much time left, I know, but just to see if it cures the issue, ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. I've got it.
Sorry, say again?
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see how it goes then. Right, well, the Spitfire is also doing the same thing as the F4U now. Although Spitfire is being recognised and I'm seeing data, telemetry, it's not shaking the seat. So I think I've got to come out of DCS and start again on that just to see if that gets cured. Right, in case there's anyone there that's listening and they're not a bot, I'm going to stop DCS and restart it.
Walked. Alright, I'm hopping off for now, Bill. I should be on tomorrow for a bit. Use caution with the 1,000-pound bombs that Corsair. Super easy to frag yourself.
Okay, yeah, Warhawk. Okay, catch you tomorrow night. I'm still looking at other issues now again because I don't know if you remember, my seat stopped working. Well, the seat was fine, but it wasn't getting telemetry from DCS. I then changed the startup from the bin-MT folder back to the bin folder, and it was all working okay. And tonight it has worked okay, and I'm seeing telemetry, but now it's not working in the spit either. So there's odd things going on.
Walked. Corsair will need a bit of polishing up, but I think it'll get there in a bit.
Yeah, I need to polish me up on the Corsair. As I likened it to someone else tonight on my stream, I likened it to using a piece of wet rope instead of a pool cue. Yeah, it feels, I mean, because I'm used to the Spitfire, it feels very sloppy and delayed, and it bounces around all over the place. It might just be getting some settings right, I don't know.
About that, LOL.
Well, I just likened it to that because a pool cue would be, or snooker cue for me, would be a nice solid piece of stuff that does what you want straight away, and a piece of wet rope kind of bends and flops around.
The engine torque is a little exaggerated, I feel like, but other than that, it seems good.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get used to it. I'm sure I'll get used to it. And it's a plane I wanted to get, you know, simply because it's an iconic aircraft. So, you know, I want to have it. So, okay, alright, hopefully catch you tomorrow. And hopefully some of these odd glitches that I'm suffering and Laxor's suffering are going to be gone. Because Laxor has not been able to get his radios working.
I do need to put some more hours into it. I'll be flying around in it tomorrow evening.
Yeah, okay, well at some stage I'll be flying it as well. But I haven't actually flown the Spit tonight. I'll say that again. I haven't actually flown the Spit tonight. So I'm not sure if my machine needs a restart. In the same way as Laxor's trying that in order to get his radios working again. It's really odd. There's a few really odd things tonight I'm finding. And it only seems to be since the DCS update. It's as if something has become, like, there's some instability there. Radio check. Well, Laxor hasn't come back, but that might just be that he's not got as far as getting his radios on.
You may be the only one connected at the moment.
No, Laxor has just come in. He's in an SA342L, but he might still not have a radio.
Walked. Oh, you're right.
But we'll see, because he couldn't even get the radio menu up by using Control Shift Tab, and that is the standard way of getting the menu up unless you make some other way of doing it. But he couldn't get, not the menu, the radio chat, the radio window that you see top left of my screen.
Walk.
He couldn't get that up.
He has more issues than anyone I've ever known.
Well, he doesn't usually have so many issues. Tonight has been really odd. I say, when I was trying to get the radio to work in my Corsair, it seemed it wouldn't have it. I thought, oh, you have to have the radio engine running, and that didn't solve it either. And then at some point I simply closed the cover over the starter switch, and then the radio was working. Coincidence or what? I don't know.
I'm sure the radios are screwy, just because DCS tends to package things poorly for updates.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I hope that Lexor has got his radios back. I'll give him another try. Radio check. I suspect he's not getting it. Well, if he is getting, he probably can't reply. Radio check. Lexor copy. Wow, a lot of background noise there. Is that your fans of your computer?
It's just disk transfer to reboot. Closed everything for us to restart. Nice suppression.
Okay, so what's the story? Have you got as far as checking out your radios?
Let's do it right. I don't know what to do.
It's really odd.
I have to go back to Discord.
That's really odd, isn't it? But I say I've had odd things tonight. That, such as now, my Spitfire is not giving me vibes in the seat, and that was working fine, and now it isn't, and it did earlier tonight. So I don't know. Is it possible that DCS has had some kind of inbuilt instability where things happen which you can't sort of put down to a general rule?
I don't know. What?
Well, it just seems unstable. It's working and then it isn't. I mean, for me, I'm getting telemetry from DCS. I'm seeing that telemetry, but it's not feeding to the seat. Now, that was fine tonight. So something just feels odd, as though something has caused some kind of a it's not reliable, it's not stable. So something is not stable, or more than one thing are not stable. I don't know. It just seems really odd. Did you catch what I said earlier on about the radio of the F4U for the Corsair, and it wasn't working, and then coincidence or otherwise I closed the flap on the starter switch for the Corsair and the radio was working. Well, the push to talk was working.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, it feels like there's things that are not obeying a rule, like it's unstable. It's not like if it's going to fail, it's going to fail every time or the same way. It's doing odd stuff. thinking that I probably need to reboot my machine just to see if I get the Spitfire working again to the seat. Because at the moment, not a sausage. Well, you've always got the I can't remember what you call what the name of it is. Yeah, the space building mining game.
Sorry.
Can't.
It's not the DCS is unplayable. It's just that you can't use the in-game vibe.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's still doable, but it's really frustrating after working quite well for that while. Now all of a sudden there's a few things that seem to have gone a bit. In fact, Warhol got a message. He's saying he's sure the radios are screwy.
They've made a big change with the VoIP this version. Because usually they get to a tick box for turn servers.
A tick box for what?
Turn servers.
Don't know what that means.
No, I don't know what it means, but in the settings for DCS, there used to be a tick box in the options for VoIP.
Totally.
Said use turn servers.
No, I was totally unaware.
The one thing that they always say is make sure you switch it on. I think we probably had to switch it on. Not by default. But they've moved away from these turn servers. So I think they've done something and 8% of the user base.
Yeah, well, I don't even remember the term turn servers. I don't even remember that term, so that's totally new for me. So I think I might, even tonight, because what's the time? It's good enough time to say, you know, we're done. Even tonight, I might shut the computer down, reboot it, and see if things work again.
Yeah. All there's been a change to something in DCS that is now validated some of the information. So you might need to wait for a patch from Dimshock or whatever it is to fix the issue.
Well, maybe, but that would be more acceptable if, as before, I wasn't seeing data. I wasn't seeing telemetry, but now I am. I'm seeing all the telemetry coming from...
But what if the telemetry is in a format that doesn't match what the stuff is expecting?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but would it still show that telemetry in SimShaker for aviators?
Data.
I'm seeing all the numbers.
Data structured in the right way.
Yeah, so although I'm seeing it, what you're saying is, so although I'm seeing it, it might not be structured in a way that can be sent to the seat properly.
Yeah, or understood.
Mind you, having said that, tonight at some point it did work, because I went to the Spitfire to check, because I wasn't getting any telemetry. No, I was getting telemetry for the Corsair, but I wasn't getting any vibrations. So I went back to the Spitfire just to check that it was all still working, and it was. So the Spitfire had been like turning on and off during the evening, and the F4U is showing telemetry but not responding to it. It just seems odd. It just seems like it stopped obeying rules a little bit and started to go a bit random.
There's no random.
No, I know theoretically there's no random, but
Yeah.
that's what it feels
Well, no,
like.
there isn't random. It has to be. It is because of something. It's just that something's beyond our comprehension.
Yeah.
Beyond our detection. I'm wondering if the regulator's phone now it doesn't.
I'm in it now, and it's not. In it, I'm seeing the telemetry, but I'm getting nothing on the seat. But the seat tests okay. You can test it, and it tests fine. I'm getting vibes on the seat. They're working, but they're not working to the telemetry that's being sent by DCS for the split.
Yeah. So there's might be some data that's...
Why did it work earlier on?
Not right.
Why did it work earlier on?
If there was a file or some data that has since been generated, and now it's in the wrong format.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
So
what
it's
I'm
like
like,
a cached piece of information.
yeah. Well, what I do anyway, just restart my machine, which is a pain because it's got all sorts of stuff open, as I always have. I might restart the machine and just to see, in the simplest form possible, that the sim shaker C is responding to the Spitfire after a restart of the computer. If it doesn't, well then that's another little odd bod thing, isn't it?
But the same issue. It's just what it means is it's not. It's not self-correcting. It's so if there's a piece of information cached that has now been cleared, then it essentially won't work until that information is either retrieved, whatever it was, we've got no moment on that was, or that there is a problem with the data coming out of DCS. So we might need to wait for some surgery to make a patch, or might need to make DCS to make a hot fix because something's broken DCS. There's lots of possibles, but very few known. We might need to wait for a patch from DCS.
Yeah, I get what you're saying in all that. I think I understand what you're saying in a very basic sort of general way that I would understand it. I think I know what you mean. So what I'll do, like in terms of nuts and bolts, I'll just close down DCS and restart the computer and see if it works. And I'll just drop you a message, a yay or nay, a bit later on, just to say it. Hopefully tomorrow we'll find things working more predictably, your end and mine.
I wouldn't necessarily say tomorrow if there's a bug, then I would say the soonest we see anything maybe Thursday.
Yeah, but why would the radio issue apply to you and not apply to me?
Was your radio working on Spitfire?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm in the Spitfire at the moment and I'm using my push to talk, which goes to my stream and to Discord, and I get my little red box up around the RPTT, so it's all working. Maybe when I restart I find that the radio don't work either.
Yeah.
Do that. Okay, I'm going to shove off and do a restart eventually, and I'll just drop a message and let you know how I got on.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, mine there go. Thanks for all the work you do on this. Yeah, mine there go. Take care. Ta-ta.
Alright.
Okay, for the sake of my stream, you will have caught all that. At least you'll have caught my part of the conversation. I think you'll have probably heard that sort of. But anyway, I'm gonna go for a restart of my machine. Because I want to see if a restart solves the issue. I'm seeing telemetry coming from DCS that should be going to my seat and causing the transducers to vibrate, and that's not happening. Now when I restart it, either it will cure it or it won't cure it, and I'll also end up with the same issue that Laxor has, where he can't transmit on radio. So we'll see. But in the meantime, I'm going to close the stream down now, so anyone that's there that's listening, thanks for being there. Catch you again maybe tomorrow night, well, i.e. tonight, which is Saturday night. Right, take care, thanks for being there. TTFN.